Good, you?
Good. I ask you some of the more entertaining discussions you and Coach Izzo have when he's got an opinion and you kind of give it back. What are some of those conversations like?
Um, I don't know. Usually it's just in-game stuff, really. He's usually telling me something he sees or how he thinks I should handle something or how the team should. And sometimes I'm giving him my point of view. I mean, because you got different angles from being on the bench and being in the game. You got a different feel. But it's all we care about is winning and trying to figure out what's best for the team.
When in your career here did you feel comfortable giving it back and saying, hey, this is.
That's one of the great things about Coach is he's open to your opinion and what you think about the game. So he's always been like that, and but that's something you got to build. He's got to have trust and faith in you, and he's got to know that you know what you're talking about and that you care about winning.
Can we talk about, go back to the game against Maryland when you were there and have a good day playing mellow tremble and everything. What have you learned since then? I mean, you look like an entirely different player than maybe you were.
Um, I don't know, honestly. I'm not doing anything different than I have been all season. Um, it just seems like everything's coming together right now at the right time. So I just got to thank God for that, honestly, because I haven't changed anything.
Since I mean last year, there were times that you seemed to, I don't know, attack a 7-footer last year and it wouldn't work out well or things like that. You don't seem to do it. Do you understand your own abilities and how to best be most efficient?
Yeah, I just try and stick to what I feel like I'm good at or what I'm comfortable with. I don't really know how to answer that. I just feel like I'm a smarter player now. I think a lot of that's just growth, maturity, film, study. So
Can, can you quantify in the words how much better you feel physically?
I feel great, actually. Usually towards the end of the season is when guys start wearing down and they start feeling a step slower. I feel great right now. It's the best I felt.
What about in terms of being the guy? I mean, we talked about previous years. You could have an off game and some of the other guys, but now it's obvious you. I mean, Brandon and Denzel have to play well, and now you're waving off screens, taking big shots late. When did you feel comfortable being that guy, or knowing that so much rests on your shoulders?
It's something coming into the season I kind of knew. I mean, this was going to be the position I was going to be in. Um, but that confidence just comes from in the summer and just putting in hard work and just really having faith in yourself, honestly. That's all it really is, just hard work.
Izzo talked about he learned a lot about you when you went to the bench, came off the bench, and didn't sulk and anything like that.
Yeah.
Did you learn about yourself too? Was it tempting to wonder and question whether that was the right thing?
No, not really. Honestly, all I care about is the team and winning. So I mean, coming off the bench, I know sometimes guys will say, "Hey, it doesn't matter to me," or "It doesn't affect me," and all they care about is the team. I generally, and it's a genuine when I say all I care about is winning and what's best for the team.
So when he said that to you, no resistance, he didn't have to do any
No,
massaging, so to speak.
no, I'm bought in all the way 100% to not only Michigan State but my teammates. And if what's best for them and the team is for me to come off the bench, then that's what I'll be willing to do.
Tom said
Quantify
today
this.
99% of your improvement he thinks comes just from being healthy. Do you think you would have been further along earlier in your career if it wasn't for some of those freaky injuries?
Yeah, I was talking with guys earlier. Matter of fact, one of the managers asked me yesterday about it, and I said I feel like this where I'm at now is where I should have been at the end of my sophomore year. Just from missing 2 summers and some of the things I've had to deal with. But I mean, I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason, and I mean, God allowed this to happen to me to make me who I am today.
Can you quantify senior urgency? Like I mean, the way you and Brandon look out there, the sense that this is it. Can you kind of put that into words? What that feels like when you're out there?
It's hard to put it into words because honestly, when I'm playing and when we're out there, the last thing we're thinking about is losing or thinking about being done. We're living in the moment and trying to figure out what we need to do to win. But afterwards, it's almost like each win feels so much better because you know you could have been done. This could have been your last one. So you really don't feel it during the game. It's afterwards.
When you were at the lowest, the illness that they couldn't figure out and stuff, did you at any point think it was never going to come around? You would never be here playing basketball?
To be honest with you, I was certain points I was questioning whether I was going to live or not. But like I said, everything happens for a reason. It's just made me grow as a person and strengthen my faith, honestly.
Speaking of growing as a person, how pleased are you that some of the younger guys have been able to step up and show what they can do in a situation like this tournament?
I'm extremely proud of our younger guys and even some of our sophomores. Just the way they're playing. A lot of times guys, when the stakes go up and pressure's on, some guys kind of shy away from it, but it's almost like our team and our younger guys really embrace it. If you look at Marvin Clark, especially him, how he's been playing for us late, is big. Tom's been steady for us. I think ever since the middle of the Big Ten, he's really come into his own and found his niche. And then you got guys like, especially newcomers, I mean, Bryn Forbes, Gavin Schilling, Alvin Ellis, they're giving us a boost. And especially when you got guys like Kobe Wallerman, I mean, who comes out of nowhere, and he's played in some of the biggest games for us this year.
You're not a big guy, obviously. When you play 39 or 40, where does the energy come from? Do you gobble power bars at halftime or something, or before the game? Do you have a secret to the energy source?
Anytime I get tired, I just start praying, just asking God to help me out, because I prayed a lot last game because I was exhausted. But that's all it is. I really don't have a special thing. Just ask God to help me out.
How important is transition defense this week?
It's going to be big. They're kind of unique compared to some of the other teams we played late in the season. They like to get up and down. A lot of times we saw today in film, they were shooting shots 10 seconds in to the shot clock. So our thing is we got to get back, stop them, and still be able to run ourselves, though.
It's tough to make that adjustment real quick, and you go from a team like Virginia, which is the total opposite of that.
I don't think so, because that's what we like to do. I mean, that's what Michigan State's been built on is running and getting out on the wing. So I think it's getting back to what we like to do.
You said a week ago, Travis, that you, Denzel, and Brandon, you don't really have a whole lot of margin for error with this team. And only 2 games have happened since then, but on Sunday you just beat one of the best teams in the country, and Denzel didn't have his best game. Do you feel maybe a little bit differently about that now?
It's hard to say. I still feel the same way. I think anytime you have 3 really major options of guys that can carry you offensively, it makes it easier. Denzel and I actually were talking on the way from class today, saying we don't feel like we've had a game where all 3 of us have been clicking at the same time. So we're still kind of waiting on that day. Hopefully it happens soon. But I feel like if 2 of us play well, we'll be fine. But I think the major key is BJ. I mean, I honestly think if Denzel and I play bad and BJ, brings his game, we'll be fine.